episode 2 of BME for Real. It's your host, the Real Kid, and Mr. Ragnarok Doom, Duncan Jared. So again, just for those who are new tuning in, BME for Real is of course like real life discussions, things happening in the world. Think of us as a news outlet, but also like you know, questionnaire, question answer type of deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, we got a couple topics for y'all today. Jared, do you want to start off with yours first? Or you want me to start with mine?
Um, let's start with one of yours today.
Okay. So everybody on social media and TikTok know about this discussion about the bear and the man in the forest, right? And basically, a lot of women are choosing the bear. And their intentions are, of course, men aren't shit, basically. You don't know what that man is doing. Why is the man in the forest? I know why bear's in the forest, but why is the man in the forest? And it's like, okay, I get why y'all are saying it, but let's be logical, okay? Let's be logical. And let's be real, okay? First things first. If you was walking down the street, your normal typical Saturday or something, and you saw a bear on the same sidewalk as you, guess what you do? You ain't crossing the street. You running backwards. You running backwards. You know why? Because you know what a bear is capable of. At the same time, you pass men every day, but you know what men are capable of. So when you talk about the bear and say not all bears are bad, like what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because the logic you guys use to defend the bear is the exact same logic that men use to defend the man. Now, we also acknowledge that, for example, some black bears are incredibly friendly. They're often around humans a lot, and they won't really attack you unless it's like a mama bear trying to defend her cubs or something like that. At the same time, your brothers aren't doing stuff. Your father's not doing anything. Your cousin's not doing anything. Your friend from high school didn't do anything. So it's a very small margin of people who are the ones you have to avoid. Yet you treat it as if it's the majority. Now, in of course, in regards to that, I also want to say this: the biggest enemy of women are other women, because what I seen when women say clearly you would choose the man, not the bear, right? Those women who applied logic to it, yo, you should see the comment section. They're attacked.
Mm.
They're attacked out of nowhere. They're like, yeah, that's why you ugly. I'm like, damn. That's because you chose the man? She gotta be ugly? Like, you know what
Say
I'm saying?
worse than
Like, come
that.
on, bro. Like, yo, this one girl, I had to defend her in her comment section, but this one girl, she was of course applying logic, like you guys know, like because I think some girl tried to use the statistics. This is the statistics of bear against human. This is the statistics against men against women. And then she's like, yeah, because we're not around bears like that, right? So it's the same thing with sharks, right? You're clearly not going to want to swim with sharks, even though you are more prone to get attacked with a shark than, let's say, to get in a plane crash or a car crash. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You're less prone to get attacked by a shark with that. But guess what you're going to do? You're going to get in your car and go to the beach anyway to go swim with that said shark that you don't know that's in the water right there. Why? Because you fear the shark more than the car, even though statistics show incidents happen more with the car. So, but yeah, so basically she was defending herself. They started coming at her life. They looked up her child, started coming at the child's life.
They went that far? Good lord.
Yeah, bro. Looked at her husband, talking shit about her husband. Like it got to the point where she had to make all her profile private because all these women were like, "You ain't basically if you ain't with us, you against us." And it's not all women, by the way. I don't want to. I don't want anybody to say Duncan said this or the real kid said that. It's not all women. The same way I know it's not all men. It's a very, very small margin of these type of people where you have to treat it as if it is the still small margin, because once you start to generalize, you start to then get clouded judgment on everything and anything you talk about. So, but let's play a game. Let's play a game. We ain't even gonna say like normal human. Let's be real, because this is what they do. Jared, you have a daughter in the woods.
Okay. Right? Oh, this question. Oh Lord.
You have a daughter in the woods. I'm gonna give you 3 scenarios. 3. Black Bear or Jeffrey Dahmer?
In that case, it's got to be the Black Bear, because we know Jeffrey Dahmer. Right. We know his MO.
Right. Okay. Black Bear or your brother?
Brother, obviously.
Okay. Right. Grizzly Bear or Jeffrey Dahmer?
I guess Grizzly Bear. Because either way you screwed, they both gonna eat. There's no winning.
Polar Bear or Jeffrey Dahmer?
You know what? Polar Bear gonna make it faster. Because you know what they say when you see a polar bear, right? If you see white,
it's already dead. You're already dead. Yeah.
Good night. You don't win. There's no chance. Absolutely no chance. I feel like the polar bear would make it.
You know what makes the bear dangerous though? Remember, bears eat you while you're alive.
True. They don't kill you first. They take a knife and a fork out.
They go straight for your guts. They go straight for the softest part of your body and start munching. And it takes you a while. Mind you, you're not going to die from the blood loss. You'll probably die from shock.
You got to hope you're in the shock quick.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to feel every inch of bite force. And it's not even just the bite force. You see them claws? You know what I'm saying? I think some dude held up the bear like this is a normal hand.
Their claws are like
claws like this. He was like that. And then the long claw was basically like my whole top part of my hand. And then I'm like,
bro, there's literally a bear conservationist who they literally deleted the audio off the internet. But his camera literally recorded him being eaten alive by a bear. The bears that he spent his whole life protecting.
Turn up your mic a bit if you can.
Is that better or worse?
Yeah, that's definitely better.
Okay. There was a bear conservationist, and I forget his name. You can Google it. Just Google bear conservation gets eaten by bear. They used to have the audio on the internet of it because his camera caught all of it. And it was they said literally just 10 minutes. He didn't die in 10 minutes of being ripped apart by a bear and eaten alive. So one of the most horrific ways to die, being eaten alive like that, not me. Couldn't be me.
People would definitely rather, be eaten by a lion.
They just go for the throat. You're done.
They go for the throat. And then
you're done.
So because it's easier to carry you while you're gone. And then, but this kind of goes into what I was talking about in regards to people. It's just like, why do you? And this is the thing. Why do you think men don't generalize, but women do? I'll give example. If a man gets hurt, he avoids that type of woman. But if a woman gets hurt, she avoids all types of men. Why do you think that is?
Why? I don't know. I'm not far more cautious than we are, I would assume.
I know what it is. Complexity versus simplicity, bro.
Oh, you mean overthinking it versus just rationalizing it?
So one thing I always tell y'all is we men are simple creatures. So simple that it's annoying, right? Because we want answers. We want the quickest path to those answers. And we tend to focus on one thing at a time. Women are able to focus on multiple things at one time, come up with multiple different answers in one given timeline, and come up with multiple different results in different timeline. So, and you know, some people can point out like, you know, okay, what about like, you know, basketball players who can predict when this happens and see that person moving, and then you gotta realize that's all in one round. Okay, that's still one thing. It's all in one round. You know, the focus is basketball. There's no way you're focused on all that and worrying what's for dinner. You're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Women are able to do that. They can do all the stuff happening and then still think, I wonder what I'm gonna eat later on today. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. We stop whatever we doing, and then we thinking what we gonna do there. Even when we're playing the game, right? You're playing the game, guess what? As soon as you start thinking about what you're gonna eat in the day, guess what you're doing during the game? You either pause the game or the game's not moving right now, or you're like this. I'm telling you, pay attention to yourselves, man. Pay attention to yourselves and see what happens when you start thinking about a subject that's entirely different from what you're focused on right now. Woo! I bet you you're gonna realize that. So, and on top of that, men don't like to close off all results, right? Because we try to find a way to the right answer. If this path was the wrong path, we try to say, okay, next path. What's the next path gonna hold for me? You know what I'm saying? Women kind of shut down all their paths and go, okay, how can I make this path work? Right? What can I do different on this same path that I just took? Maybe I should have skipped a rock. Maybe I should have asked the rabbit, how do I get to a place? You know what I'm saying? That's the complexity when it comes to it. And when it comes to the bear situation, men are, of course, looking at the logic behind it. Most men are just men. Most men are just going to probably see you and walk away. Right? Most men are either going to see you walk away, say hi, or try to help you because, first of all, you're in the woods. Like, what you doing in the woods? You know what I'm saying? They're also going to apply that most bears, right? If you're in that bear's face, most are going to then go defensive. And if they know they're bigger than you, that's it. Why do you think they talk about, oh, be bigger, like put your hands up and all this other stuff when animals come attack you? Because the bigger the animal, the more fear they have. Why do you think nobody tests giraffes and elephants, really?
Well, elephants, no. Giraffe. I mean, come on. It's like they kind of dangerous, but low key, they just
kind of my foot, bro. Kind of my foot. The giraffe has enough kick force as a horse, right? And did you see what they be doing to each other and shit? They be whipping their necks,
their heads,
they be like this,
and bonking each other.
They be like this. I'm like, yo, what is happening? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, why y'all hitting each other neck bone? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gonna be paralyzed or something. But no, they be like, and when you see lions and stuff try to get them, like here's the giraffe like this, you know what I'm saying? The giraffe is just going, the lion trying to climb on him, he just like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going, right? And as soon as the lion get that one good call, guess what? Kick.
Done.
You know what I'm saying? Guess who else they don't try? Hippos. They don't try.
Nothing. The only thing that tries a hippo is a hippo. That's it.
Exactly. Rhinoceroses. They don't try those. Elephants. They don't try those. Nobody tries a grizzly bear or a polar bear. Why? Because as soon as they stand up, even though hippos can't stand up, but they big as shit. Like, I don't know if y'all seen these videos of like when hippos swim near a boat. They're as big as the boat, bro.
They'll flip the boat real quick.
They it may not look like it, but they some strong swimmers. They know how to float. Don't let Tarzan fool you, bro. Don't let Tarzan fool you.
They don't swim actually. They run on the bottom of the water.
Oh, that man.
Which is even scary because you're both going 40 miles an hour and the hippo's catching up.
Oh yeah, because I remember they said the hippo's not fat; it's full muscle. A hippo is. Hold on, we about to see this. hippo muscle structure, right? We about to see this.
How problematic of an animal they are.
Oh my god. Oh my god, chat. Look, hold on. We got to show this. We got to show this. Let me see where you at. I didn't show. Is that it? Yeah, we'll just do that. All right. So, can y'all see it?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's their muscle structure, bro.
That's their muscle structure. I'm thinking they fat as hell. You see this? I thought this is like fat. I thought it was like, oh, they if you cut them, this is all fat. Nah, they built different. They are built different, bro.
So they're basically a linebacker, more or less. Their build is what it looks like, more or less.
No wonder their names are long as hell.
Hippopotamus.
Almost some damn hippopotamuses. Hippopotami. Is it hippopotami? Hippopotamuses.
Yeah, a pig is fat.
Pig. Yeah,
pigs are fat.
Pig is fat. That's what I thought. I thought a hippo was a very, very fatter pig, but no, it's a steroid pig. That shit says oink. That shit is crazy, bro. That episode of Family Guy with Stewie had the prize pig, and that shit said oink. It was Debo. That's a hippo. That wasn't a pig. That was a hippo, bro. But again, it kind of goes into discussion. Again, men take and analyze things a lot quicker because they know they want to get straight to the point. That's all it is. Right? But I always say this: women and men need each other. Okay, I always say this because if you want to get a quick answer, men. If you want to get an answer to multiple scenarios, you talk to women. That's just how it goes. We all need each other.
But the biggest problem that happened at the end of that argument, that whole discussion, was, what was it? A few weeks later, that guy Wade Wilson, the serial killer, who was on trial. People are like, "Oh my god, he's so hot!" And all goes, "Oh, he's cute." And it's like, bro, this guy brutally raped and murdered 2 women, horrifically. When they started discussing the details of what this man did, you were like, "Hey, yo." And they're like, oh, they're riding into his cell and stuff and sending him money. And people are like, yo, what just happened? We just had this whole discussion over here.
They did do that with Dahmer,
and now we over here. What are we doing?
They do that with serial killers. I don't know why.
What's it called?
They're fanatics.
No, it's called the false halo fallacy, something like that. Basically, the more attractive you are, people just trust you regardless. Yeah. Same with Jeffrey Dahmer, right? He was a conventionally attractive guy. So all the women were like, oh, he's harmless. It's like, no, this guy's a serial killer.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Dahmer to me was ugly as hell. He looked like a whole
for his time period. Is what I mean.
For his time period, he was ugly as hell, bro.
And they said he was charismatic. So he just talked his way and they're like, oh yeah, and then stab, and whatever the other shit he did.
Jeffrey Dahmer was ugly as hell, bro. And most of all, was it the 80s or the 70s? I forgot which one. When was his spree? Let me see.
Hold on, Jeffrey Dahmer.
So Dahmer was, his spree happened, let's say 1978 to 1991. So this is actually when people started to care more for their looks, actually. So Dahmer, I ain't gonna lie, yo, I know you dead, but you suck.
You ugly mo.
you was a ugly mo. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how you did what you did, bro. Maybe he was one of those strong personality types.
They said he had charisma, so he probably talked his way in real quick.
Nah, I think what happened is he manipulated the scene because at that time too, homosexuality was extremely frowned upon. So your access to another partner who feels that type of way with you is kind of limited. So that kind of makes sense. Somebody's looking for companionship. Here comes this dude, right, who's openly saying yeah, you're not going to deny that because you want that companionship because you're what you do and everything was frowned upon. So you kind of had to hide it. You know what I'm saying? And the police didn't even treat it. A big reason why Dahmer didn't get caught, even though they could have caught him multiple times, was because nobody wanted to touch it because of what the victims and everything was doing. So that's how you know, like back then, I think Dahmer more took advantage of the fact that, again, it was just extremely frowned upon and nobody would take it seriously. That's what I think happened. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, man. But moving on, y'all. What we got, Jared? What you got?
The arts in school. So, especially with like how school funding is right now, a lot of times some schools like, when they have to cut something, they'll cut musical arts, or they'll cut like the art program. People are drawing and painting, and a lot of people say, "Well, those aren't really important programs. We don't really need that." And then I always like look at them like, "Are you sure about that?" Because music and arts is what gives us hell. Real quick, video games. That's artwork. That's someone drawing. That's someone designing something. And then once again, you have the music in the background, which you, as you know, games with phenomenal soundtracks. You be just jamming to that shit sometimes when you just sitting by yourself at home. So people say it's not important. We don't need it. It's like, you don't like movies? That's art. All those movies that you seem to love, that's a piece of art right there. And now you say it's not important. So you're telling me if I took away all your music, if I took away your art, if I took away your games, your movies, you wouldn't care? You'd be like, all right.
I think okay. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate for you.
Okay.
I think I know why, because growing up, I grew up in Boston Public School, so ain't no such thing as no art program. We had
Fair.
We didn't get a music program until high school. We had a band. You know what I'm saying? We had high school bands, but we didn't have that. And the people who were naturally good at drawing just kept drawing. And the people who are naturally good at making beats just made beats. So, the only thing I would say band kind of contributed to is about learning certain instruments and learning what the notes are and what they mean. But at the same time, I can listen and before band and go, okay, that person sounds off. You know what I'm saying? There's like, here's the tune, there's the melody, and somebody goes, yeah, right? Like a random flute or something goes, yeah. Metco is different and everything. Yeah, Metco has a lot of funding. Metco has a lot of funding that public schools don't. Actually, public schools do have a lot of funding. We just don't prioritize where they go. That's why. So basically, I understand why the arts are cut, especially when you think about like architecture. You don't get introduced to architecture until college,
right,
or trade school. But then you're not focused in that in high school, because most of the time the arts are an elective for just 1 year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're kind of, I can see why they kind of are pushing back on those. At the same time, though, this is where I'm gonna back you up. Is we need to put it in our youth's mind, like, hey, you can get better at this, right? But yeah, I thought my drawing was the shit. I used to draw Goku Super Saiyan 3 with a sword on the back and all that stuff. Then I looked at an actual drawing of Goku Super Saiyan 3 with a sword on the back, and I did, damn, I suck, right? But I didn't realize that until somebody had to show me all the stuff that goes into drawing. And I'm lazy, so I said, nah, I'm good now.
Yeah.
So I just stuck to drawing swords, basically.
You want to know who's someone who's like really big, whose parent didn't support them at first?
Who?
Hans Zimmer, the music composer, Mr. Hans Zimmer. Did not get supported. Did not get supported at first. Imagine if he gave up. Maybe he was like, damn, all right, I'm out. I quit making music. Actually, we want to have the glorious music soundtracks that we have, that man has provided.
Coincidentally, two of the biggest names in world history that defined war wanted to focus on their arts.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was. And he got
the mustache. wanted to focus on his painting and on his photography.
Mm.
Mr. Bush wanted to focus on his painting. Somebody told me there was like a lot of people actually pressured them to decide else, like to go straight into politics. And with Bush, it makes sense because as soon as Bush handed Obama the keys to the White House, basically, this was the first thing this man did. He went painting. He disappeared in Texas or Arkansas, whatever, and just kept painting. And he kept giving away his painting. He was like, "Here, yeah, I like it. Yeah, here you go." But again, I think what the issue is like people are looking at, okay, what do these classes produce?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, if there's not much production, then we can't do it. Because I mean, look at how many years we've been making fun of art degrees.
Mm.
Like you went to college 4 years, you went through all those electives, everything, just to get an art degree. Now here you are with an art degree, going not doing anything art wise. But again, that's only a few people. You know, that's only a few people. Other than that, I think personally, art. Like I said, there's a difference between art where it's like you practice drawing and everything like that. Hold on.
Was it? Hold on. Maybe it wasn't Hunter. But more or less, a lot of stuff with art, I understand because like if you go to college and like major music and stuff, or if you go to college and major in art, it's an extremely hard area to get any kind of career in. If we're being really honest, like if you play an instrument, you have to get lucky and get into some kind of orchestra, and then you could potentially make money. If you're an artist, you either have to go like the solo route and get people to commission you. You know, it's like, oh, pay me $60 and I'll draw this for you, or you get picked up by some studio like Disney or something like that, and then you can make money. But once again, those industries are ridiculously competitive.
Yeah.
So the odds of you being picked up by someone is really low. And the odds of you being noticed by, I guess, enough people to like support your art, because once again, there's a lot of talented people out there,
Literally,
are really low.
Yeah. And I think streaming actually helped the art industry because
100%.
here we are, people are like, hey, can you make me an emote? Can you turn me, my face, everything like that into emote? If I tell you I want to have a Charmander who's mixed with Squirtle, who's clearly a Mewtwo, like something like that, and then you could just imagine it and then put it together, and like it just looks so nice. Like I think those people are also gifted, right? Actually, to be honest, I always tell people, bro, if somebody that I know personally makes emotes, like casually makes emotes, like, hey, I know how to do an emote, animated emote, this kind of emote, that kind of emote. If somebody know how to do it, I'm hiring them as my personal emote person. Because and then what I'm going to do is then take your emotes that you made me and then show it off. And now you got a business because now other people are like, hey, can I get these emotes? Can I do that? Can I do this? The streaming industry definitely helped when it came to the art people. Even making music. Everybody wants unlicensed, trademarked music because you don't want your streams to be muted, but you also want to have something where people are, not just listening just to you, they're vibing. Like I think that's huge. But again, these are things that they didn't learn in school though. Learned on YouTube. They learned on from a friend. They learned all these other places besides high school.
Hmm.
So I kind of, like I said, I understand why they cut the funding of those certain classes. I also think like we do kind of still need them. And QC says Fortnite changed the game. In regards to art, nah, I think in regards to expression, I think in regards to like Fortnite dances, right? And to be fair, most people like they took old dances and just did them again, got popular, and was like, "Hey, Fortnite," and Fortnite paid them, so it's crazy.
real quick. I might have been wrong. It might not have been Hans Zimmer. I was Googling around a bit. I can't find the details about it, but it was one of the big music composers. Parents were like, nah, and then they turned big. But here is an interesting fact that this is actually, I'm 100% confirmed. So with Hans Zimmer and his dad, so apparently when Hans Zimmer's father died, it really broke him. And he was explaining that he never had time to actually grieve for his father. And he wrote a soundtrack, which he said helped him through his emotions. Guess what it was for? You get 3 guesses. He wrote a soundtrack to help him get through the grieving of his father.
Shrek.
No. That's not an answer. And he's done a lot. That's the other problem. Hans Zimmer's done so many movies. Oh, don't cheat. Don't cheat. I see you cheating.
No, hold on. I gotta at least have a list.
Of what he's composed? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on.
It's a long ass list, ain't it?
If it's for his father, it has to be Lion King. No?
Yes, actually. Okay. First guess.
Oh, there you go.
Lion King. It was
I'm
Lion
like,
King.
lots of a father, the Lion King.
It was Lion King.
Oh, he got a lot, bro.
Bro, when you sit down and look at the list this man has done over his lifetime, it's insane how much he's touched.
It's not. It actually. Oh my god! Especially for DreamWorks. Oh my god! This is a pretty nice resume, bro. Oh my Jesus! It looks like his latest work was Dune.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Lion King, The Dark Knight.
Everyone knew The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was some next.
He did The Road to El Dorado.
Yes.
That is GOAT music right there. Chat. If y'all don't know The Road to El Dorado, y'all must not know. That's all I'm saying. The Road to El Dorado was basically a fever dream, bro. There's 3 movies I always call a fever dream: The Road to El Dorado, Treasure Planet, right, and Robots. Those 3 are fever dreams because they were so good of movies, but it's like you don't expect them to play on TV anymore, right? But and I think there was a theory that Treasure Planet, like artwork wise, right? Disney went through this like weird phase where you had stuff like the movie with Joseph letting people out of Egypt, Treasure Planet, all those happening, and Disney said, do whatever you want. They did not limit their artists at all and just said, do whatever you want. And we got basically the biggest masterpieces Disney has ever animated, period. And then there was like, and then I think something happened with Treasure Planet where Treasure Planet didn't sell as much. So then the artist or somebody got like punished or something. And instead of working on, I think there was like another popular Disney movie that was supposed to be worked on with a Disney princess. They had to work on basically a movie that they expected to fail. Guess what that movie was?
Fuck, I used to know what it was. Shit. Which movie was it? Which one was it? Disney expected to fail? Shit, I don't even.
It was Shrek, bro.
Really? Shrek was not the fail?
You know why?
Why?
Because they thought the Prince of Egypt one, right? They thought that would have been more of a smash hit. That's what happened.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But Prince of Egypt was so good too, though.
Bro, he gave us the Madagascar soundtrack. I didn't know that. He gave us the Kung Fu Panda soundtrack. He did Amazing Spider-Man too.
See, I'm looking at the list too. I'm looking at the list right now,
bro.
Like Treasure Planet was the one time where they went into space and stuff, and I wasn't confused. Like they explained what everything was: a quasar, a planet actually blowing up. It was the core of the planet, like that kind of thing. Like they actually did.
I
But
can't. If you real quick, if you haven't seen the movie Dunkirk, it's old, like I think it's World War II. The movie. There's like the one sequence where the guy's like running across the battlefield, and this phenomenal soundtrack start playing. That was Hans Zimmer once again. But like even just just realizing that he did it, I now realize why that scene, the music was just phenomenal. I was like, yeah, this anytime like so in my life at this point, I'm 30. If I see Hans Zimmer has composed the soundtrack, if I see John Powell, if you don't know who John Powell is, How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack. And if you've seen the How to Train Your Dragon movies, you know that movie has phenomenal music. The third one is my anime, like how I know I want to watch anime. If Hiroyuki Sawano composed the soundtrack for an anime, it's gonna be fire. He does not do music for shitty anime. That's how in my mentally, that's how I know. That's how I know an anime is gonna be good. If that man has composed the music, it's gonna be fire.
I'll give you that. I think I accuse you. We'll see you, man. We'll see you. Going down the line, guys. I kind of want to talk about this whole today, the modern family, and how relationships are basically 50-50 now. I'm kind of seeing, of course, like a big disparity on how people feel about it. People are, of course, talking about how the man should always be the one to provide. Women should be the one to care, that kind of thing. And we kind of talked about it last time when it came to the whole home thing, where the average home was 10 times 10 times more than our grandparents, which means your salary had to be 10 times more than your grandparents in order to live like your grandparents. So one thing I want to say to people, because I'm gonna make this short and sweet. The reason why relationships are 50-50 now is because the price of living is ridiculous, right? And wages have not caught up to it. So the only people that can actually not go 50-50 when it comes to the supreme bills. And when I say supreme bills, I'm talking about once you have a mortgage involved, because that's the goal, right? When you're having a family, it's to own a house, it's to own some cars and take care of the kids and everything. So I want y'all to realize this. Any person making under $30 an hour who has kids and does not have any type of government assistance has to pay close to $2,500 for daycare alone. You haven't paid your rent yet. So not only that, your taxes normally take your check normally takes out 10%. Nobody ever changes their dependence on their work forms. So your check normally is going to take 10% of your withholding, and then normally everything else like Social Security and everything comes out. So if you're making, let's say, 25 an hour, you're probably going to be taking home about 1,400. I'm not even going to add deductions like health insurance and all that. You're going to probably take home $1,500 every paycheck. So that's $3,000 every 4 weeks. So that's every month. So the fact that daycare, and I'm lowballing, by the way, the fact that daycare is $2,000, you take home $3,000. Now you have $1,000 left. You ain't pay your rent yet. You ain't get no food yet. What about your lights? What about your water? What about your gas? What's happening? Did you go somewhere? Did you take the bus? Did you take the train? Did you walk? You know what I'm saying? You got all those things happening. So now here comes your partner. Let's say they have the same scenario. And this time you guys splitted the daycare bill. So now instead of $1,000 left, now you and your partner have $2,000 left. And this is assuming you guys are both the same wage. So now you guys now have $4,000 of free money because the partner came in and decided to pay half the bill. So now you can divvy up the bills. Rent, let's say rent's $2,000. You now both have an extra $2,000. Who pays the rent? Okay, do y'all split it again? Okay, now y'all both have $1,000 left. So now, I know y'all using streaming services, you got that, you got your food, you got like I said, your light, your water, your gas, everything like that. So next thing you know, both of y'all are at basically about $50, $50 to $200. And the only reason you guys are only at that and not in the negative is because y'all split it 50-50. Now let's put it as if the guy took the whole load. So he paid the daycare. Bam. Now he has 1,000 left.
Hmm.
He paid his half of the rent. Bam. Now he has no money. So now you pay your half of the rent. Bam. Now you have $3,000. But now you are expecting him to pay for the bills now. But he can't because he already spent all his money on the other bills. That's why you see more relationships 50-50, especially when it depends on certain states. Like I want a Massachusetts wage with Texas living. Right? I want to still have my hourly wage, whatever, but also be able to afford where I live. Almost no state gives you the money to basically, afford where you live. You have to beg and work years and years and years and years before you even get to that point. Which is why I say sometimes college is a scam. But we're gonna get into that another. But basically, those who frown upon it and try to use their grandparents as the go-to, like, hey, my grandpa did this for my grandma. Okay, if your grandpa is alive, ask him how much he made and how much things cost. Right, and then if you want to do the math on it, then you find yourself a man or woman who is equivalent to that. And lo and behold, if you aren't at that level, then more than likely that person ain't looking at your direction. So what do we say now?
Get over yourself.
Exactly.
Because everyone's like, I need 6 figures. That I just Googled it. I was curious. So currently, like 2024, 17% of American men make over $100,000. 17% make over $100,000. Everyone else is below.
I bet you most of them are in Cali too.
So at that point, odds are, unless you want to double date a guy with another chick or something like that, which I know most women don't want to do that, you're not going to get one of those. It's going to be a combined income household. You want to date a millionaire? Well, you got to most likely either A, be hot as hell, or B, be a millionaire yourself. Because generally, those people don't go outside of their little box. They stay where they want to stay.
I mean, you see Hollywood.
Everybody just bounces around.
They just sharing partners left and right. You divorced one, you got with another. You divorced that one, you got with another. Shout out to J-Lo. Like it's legit. Just Hollywood, literally going from millionaire to millionaire to millionaire. And I bet you that the person that's bouncing around everywhere doesn't do their fair share. I bet you they don't.
No, they don't.
Right.
It's very rare for someone in Hollywood. I think one of the few people I can think of is Denzel. I think he's one of the few people that married, like, wasn't like it's one of his sweethearts when he was growing up that he married.
He's not even one of the few. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's majority. Like Denzel, Samuel Jackson, like those types who like came into Hollywood with girls and stuff like that.
They stuck with it.
They are the majority, and the reason why they don't get on the news is because the news does not report on the majority; it reports on the minority because the minority is newsworthy. All right, let's just say this, right? Okay, make a Facebook post. It's black man married black woman. The most people that would like it is like your fans and family. Okay. Black man marries white woman.
It's gonna
explode. You're about to get a whole bunch of shares like we didn't even want them anyway. Or see, this is y'all passport, bro, or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's things like that. Because again, the majority of black men and black women are together. The other thing they don't tell you is the majority that are married a very, very long time. They rarely do get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Guess when they actually do get a divorce? When they rush it. right? When they're like, "Hey, we just met last year. We're already getting engaged this year," and then they're married the very next year. Those ones get the divorce because they weren't able to see their partner at their lowest yet. And when that low part hits, it's like, oh, you ain't tell me about that. You know what I'm saying? So always remember that the news is going to report the minority. That's why one reason what BME stands for is breaking media expectations. Media, mind you, I didn't say world. Media. Media expects people that look like me and you to be nothing, basically, to be a statistic. So we're breaking media expectations. That's just how it goes. Yeah. Moving on. We got another 15 minutes. What you got, Jared? What you got?
Parents and their kids versus teachers. And not this now, I'm not saying that in a combative. Well, actually, it kind of is a combative sense. So, especially recently, like I think it was last week, I saw a news article. They're talking about it where I believe it was the assistant principal got hit in the head by a chair by a student, and it literally knocked her eye out of the socket. You saw what I'm talking about? And people are like, well, the teachers and stuff, sometimes they have to deal with this. It's like, no. Teachers are educators. Their job for 8 hours a day is to teach your kids something, make sure they learn it, and then send them home. And we repeat this cycle next day for weeks, months, years. And hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, they become a productive, helpful member of society. That is the whole goal of teachers. But the problem is, like we saw this a bit toward COVID too. Some parents were like, I can't stand being around my kids for so long. And it's like, bro, that's your kid. Do you not parent them? I don't understand why they're all over the place. If they're all over the place at home with you, what do you think they're doing at school? They're doing the same things. You're not parenting them. That's why your kids are wild. And it's like, it's like, no. They're not a parent. Their job is to teach your kid, and that's it. Not raise your child for you and teach them all this other crap. That's your job as a parent, to raise your kid to be proper so they can go to school and learn.
Yeah.
But now people are just like, man, get it out of me. Get it away. Get it away. I don't want to deal with it. And they just kids come home and it's like, do you talk to kids? No, I just feed them and then they go to bed. Dude, what the? You're not asking about the day? You're not. What are you doing?
Because if we're being honest, bro, again, as a parent, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some parents, their kids are a burden to them, but they'll never admit it. They'll treat them like a burden, though. And on top of that, when the kid gets older, they'll say, "You owe me for taking care of you." But at the end of the day, the kid did not actually be there. You wanted a child. Right? And in the situation where you did not want a child and you ended up with a child, that's still a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I don't understand how people can be deadbeats, but that's besides the point. Everything the kid does in a public setting is a reflection on the home, right? Never do you actually see a kid lash out in public, but then in private, they're oh, I'm quiet and everything like that. Kids do not do a good job at lying. They don't. There's no if they ever put on a mask, they'll have cracks all over it, bro. I always tell people that too, bro. When it comes to how they behave in school, gang shit, drug abuse, all that other shit, it starts at home. What did you do as a parent to make them feel that it's okay to do that? And again, we as kids, when we grow up, we're like, damn, why are our parents so strict and everything like that? And then we get older and we're like, oh shit. Like I'll be real with y'all. My gramps, bro, old school Caribbean, bro. Old school Caribbean. Guess what? I had to be home. I had to be home. Right? He raised a sneaky kid though, because he was so strict. But guess what I did? I never did some shit that would embarrass him, because what I do is a reflection of what raised me. And years later, I see that I had all these restrictions and I turned out pretty well because he kept me away from certain things that I didn't realize. Meanwhile, certain people that didn't have those restrictions They grew up not knowing when to control themselves or when to realize maybe let me slow down.
Mm.
And sadly, some of those people are gone. And I'll be real, some of their parents act confused. Oh, what happened? What went wrong? Why did I never notice? It's because you didn't want to.
Mm.
Right? You thought, oh, my kid coming home, they're 16, but they're coming home at 1 p.m. That's cool. No, it's not. The fuck are they doing at 1 p.m.?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Don't be extremely strict with your child to the point where you have to raise a sneaky child. Because again, I had to end up a sneaky child because he was real strict with me. But sneaky as in I snuck outside.
Mm.
And I wasn't no sneaky as in like, yo, I stole a lot of shit.
Yeah, right.
No, I just would like when I was not allowed to go outside, I snuck outside. I didn't finish my homework. I went outside. And I snuck into my window when it was time to go inside. But
Mm.
he was smart. He told me before he passed away. He told me he knew whenever I snuck out. He knew, but he said like he understood that at the end of the day I was a kid.
Mm.
But he did correct me sometimes though. He said, I made sure to correct you when I actually caught you. Because the way his room window was, you could see when people come out. So his thing was, if I'm literally catching you in the act, as in like you're here, I'm there, we met each other,
Mm.
I'm gonna punish you.
Right.
But if I didn't catch you, I would still leave you be. But I keep in mind where you went and stuff.
Mm.
So when a kid's throwing a chair, the first thing I'd say is, "Hey, mom, how's home life?"
It's good. It's like, no,
It
it's
ain't good.
not.
It's not
No,
good.
it's not.
It's not good. And I know a lot of parents they hate being, questioned as parents, but kids don't know the world until you teach them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it goes, man.
And also, a lot of people like we still have the stigma. It's like people like, yeah, you have to have kids, bro. Respectfully, you don't have to have kids if you don't want kids. You should have kids because you want to have kids. You want to be a
Yeah.
parent. You want to raise someone. People like see like all the cute moments on like the internet, right?
Hold on. To
Oh,
be
oh,
fair,
mm.
naturally speaking, the human race and all life in general has an innate need to
To
reproduce.
reproduce. True.
So sometimes that innate need instinctually does win. I'll give you
No,
that.
I understand. I understand
Yeah.
that. But I'm saying, but like, you don't have to have kids because, like, there are people who have kids, and as you said, they resent their kids. They hate them, and you look at that person like, yo,
Yeah.
they should have never had a kid in the first place.
Yeah.
But now you're stuck with the kid. And they're like, as you said, this is a burden. I hate this. It drives me crazy. Yada yada yada.
Mhm.
Or there's people who are like, oh, I really want a kid, but they don't. They don't think about what that actually means.
Yeah.
And then they have the kid. They're like, oh my god, this isn't what I realized I signed up for. And it's like, I mean, bro, being a parent isn't easy. A couple of my friends have kids now. And I'm like,
I
damn,
kid
bro,
you
like
not.
that shit looks hard.
It's hard, but it's so rewarding, bro.
Mm.
Like that's the one thing I'll say. Being a parent is hard, but it is so rewarding. Like especially like when I'm done with work
Mm.
and my fiance and my son comes home along with my stepdaughter and they're like happy to see me. That shit is worth it. That shit is worth it. But you are gonna run into some challenges, especially the younger they are. The older they get, it's more arguments. But the younger they are, you have to take care of a human being.
Mm.
So we got 6 minutes left. I do want to get into this category real quick about resetting in life. So a lot of people, I don't, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. It's resetting in life, but I want to dive on something that I discussed with my neighbor. When do you feel you should let somebody go as a friend? That's a big one
Mm.
because are you friends because of your past? Are you friends because they're fun? What if they're self-destructive? Are you friends because you have to always build them out?
Hmm.
And if so, are they actually friends that they know that you're gonna have to bail them out so they don't consider what you're feeling?
Hmm.
The biggest thing I think, especially which was a big reflection during my time and when basically when is a good time to let a friend go. One thing during COVID and when I was taking care of my grandfather is my friends weren't really like nowhere to truly be found. I had you, I had Kevin, I had basically all my friends out of state
Hmm.
would hit me up. Dunk, you fine? Are you okay? That kind of thing. In state, they weren't really there. And that's when I realized like I started questioning the basis of my friendships. Are we friends because everything's conveniently located? Or are we friends because we had the same interests?
Hmm.
You know? And I think a big part about letting people go is it changes your life half the time.
Hmm.
Especially the bigger the burden they were, sometimes it changes your life for the better. I did had someone in my past that completely, completely depended on my input and my decisions, and they would never reciprocate. Reciprocate, I think.
Yeah, that's the right
Reflect,
term. Yep. Mhm.
reciprocate. Okay, they would never do the same. And it wasn't until I realized they never did the same that I was like, "Yeah, this ain't gonna." And ever since then, it felt like a big ass weight off my shoulders. So it's like if you were to end your friendships, what would be the basis of actually ending a friendship? Because I know for some it's like betrayal, for some it's silence, for some
Hmm.
it's just like we just drifted apart kind of thing. Like, what do you think you, Jared,
Hmm.
would be your basis to just be like, yeah, no, that's it.
Um, or there's honestly a couple. So like these one is I guess someone who's toxic for you or I guess quote unquote poisoning you. So like for instance, if and once again, I'm not like talking shit about anybody, but it's like so if your friend's a drug user, right? And like they're constantly trying to get you to do drugs too, that's obviously bad. Like you'll sit down and be like, yo, I can't. It's like I've seen where this path goes. Like you see it on the news through family members and stuff. You know where that path is going to go. So at that point, you're like, all right, this person clearly doesn't have my best interest in mind. They clearly don't care enough about me because they're still trying to pull me down to this. I've got to cut you off. You're not good for me where I want my life to go. So at that point, you have to let them go. Another one, someone who's just a user. For instance, someone who always needs you to come pick them up, someone who always needs money all the time that never pay you back. They just take or just taker. We'll call them a taker. Just constantly just taking pieces of you. And eventually you're gonna be like, yo, I'm tired of this. Bro, like I'm hungry. This man's always taking food out of my mouth or putting it in my pockets. At that point, it's like you're just a burden to me at this point. I get nothing, and I know it's selfish, but you like in a relationship, a friendship, you're supposed to get something out of it in some way, shape, or form. At least some slight benefit. But at that point, it's like I'm losing everything and you're gaining. At that point, what are we doing? This is not helpful to me. So at that point, gotta cut them
Okay.
off. A third one,
Mhm.
blatantly just if someone's just ridiculously immoral or something, like it's like, oh, what happened? Oh, bro murdered 40 people. Oh, all right, I'm out. It's like, yeah.
I,
It's like, all right, clearly I missed
hold
something.
on. Okay. No, that okay. That one's just like that one has to be a given.
That's the extreme end of the shit. But it's like, all right, wait a minute.
It kind of also to some of it kind of goes into what I was talking about. Also, is like a lot of women do actually feel like men know that their boy did something to a certain woman. I'm not gonna say the word, but the R word, and they don't say anything about it. And people don't realize, bro. If we, as a group of friends, find out that our boy did the R word, not only is he cut off, he's getting fucked up.
It's gonna be on site.
It's gonna be on, like, literally, bro.
It's
Like,
no hands.
like, and I'll spill the secret. I'll spill the tea. If we know that our boy is cheating, it's not our job to tell the female, but we are telling him, like, yo, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you should be doing it, that kind of thing. These will be the consequences you might face. Da, da, da. Like, I'm not going to indulge your cheating. Like, we're not, like, don't come to us about your escapades on skipping out on your partner. You know what I'm saying? And like she said, same for the lame ass that hit females. Yeah, no, dude that straight up hits a female is weird. He's a weirdo. He gives me basement mom energy. That's just how it be. Now, don't get me wrong though. If a female randomly smack me, spit on me or something like that, I ain't gonna hit her. RKO though. RKO from out of nowhere. From out of nowhere, yeah. Officer, I did not hit that woman.
I RKO. That's a good thing.
I hit him with the like that, and I will literally play it on my phone. I don't know where I will legit do that, but no. I literally got suspended for not hitting a woman. So, like, yeah, look at. I'm gonna finish it out. Like in high school, we was playing paperball wars. This girl was also playing with us. I was good. I was a marksman basically, so I was like, hit her, and then it was a paper ball, so it got her in the head, like that. Right out of nowhere, my boys are like, oh. So I was like, to myself, like, like, well, why you saying oh? And then she got up, like in the middle of the whole class, and started like bum rushing my head, and I'm like I'm looking, I'm getting hit. I'm like, what is happening? And I'm looking at everybody like, yo, are y'all gonna stop her? Nope. So they literally suspended me, right? Because it wasn't fair to only suspend her. That's what they literally told me. Like, that's bad. That's how society is. But yeah, man. I'm loving these discussions right now. If we end up with like a bigger, pool, we'll definitely like prolong the show a bit. Definitely invite people on to ask them certain questions, get their takes on things, and kind of put if they feel like sharing their stories and stuff, we can put their stories out there. From simple things as friendships to your rise as a success or your fall as a failure. That's what breaking media expectations are, is that they say we don't talk about things in our lives as much, and here we are. So with that being said, y'all, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. In case you missed most of the show, we're going to be posting it on the YouTube channel at 11. So just look out for that. Everybody that came through, appreciate y'all as always. Again, if you do feel like being on and you actually if you want us to talk about certain things, just message us. You know what I'm saying? You can message Jared, you can message me, you can message us on the Discord, BME Discord. You can do all that. So yeah, let us know. Jared, any last words for the audience?
Hold the door open for people, bro. It's not hard. Like, it's a lost art. I swear today, it's a lost art. It takes 5 seconds. You're walking out the door, and someone's coming at you. Just hold the door open, bro. 5 years ago, right? I was leaving Wawa, and this old guy was walking towards me, and I held the door open for him. And this man stopped and looked at me, and he said, "Thank God this art has not been lost." And I'm like standing there like, yo, what the heck is this old man on? All I did was hold the door open, and apparently this was mind-blowing for this old man that I held the door open. But it's little things in life, little things in life.
Definitely hold the door open for people. Definitely
put your cart back. Put your damn cart back when you go to the grocery store. I swear to God, y'all piss me off. Put your damn cart back when you're done with it. It takes 5 seconds. It's not hard. That'd be irking me. I'm trying to park, and there's a cart in my.
There's a cart right there. Yeah, yep.
Put it back.
By the way, guys, about the holding the door thing, if you know it's gonna take more than 10 seconds, do not hold the door open. Okay,
That's
then
fair.
it's just
That's fair.
then it's just an awkward like looking at each other, and then they gotta do that little rush thing where they gotta speed walk a little
The
bit
little
more.
shimmy run.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. But all right, y'all, appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. You guys have a good one, and hope you tune in for the next show. Peace.
Peace.